Hello. This is What If Deku was giyuu tomioka, and I'm pretty surprised that it got 40. My last vid got 30 views, and I got 5 subscribers. So, hey, thanks, mate. Yeah, okay. We're gonna be starting this 1 year later. Yep. If you were near, you could hear the sounds of something cutting through the wind. Giyuu would be 997, 998, 999, 1,000, counting his strikes for his training. As a now sweaty giyuu would focus on his breathing, learning how to be in full concentration even when he's asleep. After that, he would work on his techniques, first to 10th, still struggling to do the 11th. He does his training until he would be sore, then he would go asleep in his overly big shack and would repeat that until he is 7. As he would wake up from his everlasting nightmare that has been haunting him ever since he lost his parents. Being used to it, he wiped his hazy eyes and looked at his blistering hand from all the training he's done, thinking of taking a break, but brushing it off and thinking of his goal to kill the Demon King Muzan Kibijitsu. I don't know how to say it. Squeezing his hand until his hand was pale, and getting up to grab it he caught yesterday evening and eating it. Then he would meditate, keeping his mind calm and focus. Then he would do his training, now doing 10,000 swings and 100 laps around the fully trapped mountain to perfect his breathing and senses. Now having a sixth sense that lets him feel the killing intent from whatever he sees, and his mind is so calm that he unlocked the see-through world, where he could see muscles and veins coming out of people's in their bodies and predict their movements. And halfway to mastering first attempt breathing technique, but just started to learn the 11th and trying to make a 12th, feeling that the water breathing technique just doesn't have a technique that can destroy every part of a demon, because he doesn't want Muzan to come back even when he kills them, and doesn't come back to ravage the world. Trying to decide to see if he's ready to go and start killing demons, he would bring the biggest and thickest rock and try to cut straight through. It not working and trying for 2 months, not succeeding, but he would start seeing a person. He had a mask with blue whirlpool-like eyes and long black bluish hair tied behind his back, sparring and asking this guy if he would want to spar and to train with him and tell him what he was doing here, and he's just like, and he wouldn't answer, but he would be glad to sparring against this guy for 3 months. But what was weird, he was beating me down with a wooden sword, and I would use my family's demon slaying katana, something that could cut the thickest of trees with ease, but I couldn't cut this small wooden katana, wooden twig-like katana, even once, or even scratch this guy. He was on a level on his own, and the precision of his strikes were perfect. All of his hits would hit like a huge wave, rattling me and the sword, but I would just keep going, even if my bones would tremble every hit. 1 month later, I will beat you this time, saying in my head, gripping the sword with my dominant hand and putting my sheath down next to a tree with my ancestors' Kyoto, as me and this masked man would stare down, waiting for each other to strike. Almost not winning a battle of mentally, but as I would go forward, I would disappear as he would disappear too. Next second, we would be clashing swords. My bones trembling, but staying in there as I would use all of my power to push the masked man back, pushing him back as I would calm down my mind, thinking of my goal and how my parents died, and the training I've done to kill the demons, putting all the hard work and memories into this strike. temp form, constant flux, the dragon of change. With all of my strength, I would lift off the ground. Around the sword would be a dragon made of water, gaining speed while the masked man would dodging it, but I would use see-through world and see the way he's moving faster and faster as I would go down with all my might and momentum, and mid mid move, time would stop. Yeah, I could see everything around me as the masked man would take off his mask and say, "So you're my reincarnation. You are pretty strong for your age." As time would start back up, as the guy would dodge easily and let me hit the rock, making a thundering sound that sounded through the entire mountain, and almost deafening me, splitting the rock while shattering my blade, widening my eyes to see my family's sword shattered into pieces. I was devastated. That was the only chance I could kill Muzan. And, and, kid, why do you need to use my sword? It's not your sword, you little shit! As and it's the only sword that could kill a demon. What are you talking about? As the guy would give him a smirk. Here, he would give him a colorless sword with the same hilt and guard. Wait, is this choose your own path? As he would place the sword in front of him, as giyuu would grab onto it, holding it with two hands, as the sword would form a blue with a red gleam. As giyuu would say, "Who are you?" "I am giyuu tomioka," fading away. No, wait! By the time he said that would be gone. Now looking at his blue blade, he would sheathe it, putting on his kyoto and walking back to his shack. Try not to pass out and not fall on the ground, but he would step onto his shack and just fall down, not letting go of his full concentration as he would go back into that dream that lasted, feels like it lasted forever, waking up. Notice he slept on the floor and recalling what happened yesterday as he thinks he's ready to hunt demons. Yeah. This one's shorter because I was getting sloppy, man. At the end, I was getting sloppy and I was not feeling good. I had a headache all day, but, yep. And, if you want to see another series, if you want this again, just watch him, that's it. And thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. See ya.